Hello everyone, my name is Joy. I go by Captain Stitchy Bug here on Flosstube and on Instagram. Welcome to my channel. It has been a hot minute, hasn't it? I actually don't even remember the last time that I filmed. Yeah, it's been, been having kind of a rough go of it lately. Just life happens and, to be completely honest, I've been fighting a bit of depression, and so I've been stitching. I just haven't really felt like filming. So, but we all go through it at some degree. And, we just got to take care of ourselves and not push ourselves to do things that, we don't really feel up to doing. The whole spoon theory. If you're not familiar with that, it's a bit more technical than I'm going to explain it, but it's like every day you're given a set of spoons, and certain tasks take a certain amount of spoons. Like taking a shower takes 1 spoon, cooking dinner takes 2 spoons. Let's say you start with 5 spoons in a day. Running errands or going to work, we'll say, takes 3 spoons. So you use up all your spoons for the day, and then if you still have stuff that you need to do or you push yourself to do or whatever, you're borrowing spoons from tomorrow. But your spoons don't necessarily refill at the start of each day. If you borrow 2 spoons from tomorrow, you're only starting tomorrow with 3 spoons, and you can continue borrowing spoons, and then at the end of however long, you're just completely depleted. So I've had a lot of stuff going on, just trying to get through each day as best as I can. But stitching is, sorry if you hear the trash truck backing up. Stitching is an escape, one that I absolutely love. So it's good. It's good. We're good. So, I have been seeing a counselor, therapist. So, working on that. It's kind of stinks that there's kind of a stigma around counseling and therapy. But I'm a firm believer that even if your life is absolutely amazing, you have no worries in the world, it's still good to talk to a counselor and get kind of a different perspective. So anyway, so that's what I've been going through the past, couple months. Let's just get started. I have no idea where I left off last time. I'm just going to show you what I've been stitching. I'm going to show you one little plan because my whip go for next month is buried in my bins, and I have to move stuff in order to get to the bins. I'm going to do a whip parade, but I don't want to get into the bins and then put them back and then get them out again to do a whip parade. So if you watch my whip parade, you'll see what I'm going to be working on in August. I'll try to do that at the very beginning because they're both in the same bin. So anyway, so whip go for July. I had 2 of my Cottage of the months. I had November, and so I don't think I have a before picture, because like I said, I haven't been preserving stuff for Flosstube. But here's where I'm at. So before, I had this border up here and then this set of leaves. So I've done all this in probably about a week. So I'll show you what took up a lot of my time, but where's I can get stitching for you. So when I started this, it had 131 stitches. Now I'm at 434, so I've added just over 300 stitches to this, which is weird because that does not look like 300 stitches to me. But yeah, so loving this, loving this. It's been fun to stitch. I think I want to finish the November and then I'll switch over. One that I have not touched, my other whip go, is Cottage of the Month, December. Oh, these are both by Cottage Needleworks. This is on, I'm doing the called for floss. This is a Zweigart 32 count Stormy Night Belfast linen. I am doing this 2/2. I started this in 2025. But yeah. Then I have Country Cottage Needleworks December. I have done nothing on this. I am going to stitch on this a little bit as soon as I finish the November. I'm probably gonna get, well, let's see where I'm at. Okay, so I finished the top border here. I need to pick this out because you see how it's over, it should be to the right, and I stitched it to the left. So, but look at those colors, aren't they amazing? This is a Pictures Plus 32 count Woodland Belfast linen. I started this for Flossmas 2024. I believe I started this on Christmas Day 2024 actually. So yeah, loving this. I think this is gonna be gorgeous. So I may just pick out that entire leaf and redo it because that's really bothering me. I don't know how many stitches are in on this. I started counting paper pattern stitches, I think this spring. So when I pull this out, I'll go through and count my stitches and see how much I have. And then, I don't even know. I think these were whip goes from before. I don't know. I'm just going to show them to you. We'll see what we've done. So this one is Wordy Birds April by Sweet Wing Studio. Oh, okay, I know where I started on this. So here's where I'm at. When I picked this up, so I think this was a June, yeah, June, because we're in July right now. I believe this was June whip go. I kept it out because I wanted to show you guys. So I had just I think most of the top of the umbrella done, and then I added all that. So that is the end. That is the entire length of the piece. So yeah, love it. This one I got, oh, apparently I counted days. In June I got 6 stitchy days. Sorry if you can hear Lady snoring. Okay, so I guess I did 790 stitches in June. I don't know if that counts the umbrella. I think that does count the umbrella. I think I don't know. I don't know. But we're going to go with that 790 stitches. It could be more. All right. Oh, that was a 32 count antique white Belfast linen that I dyed. A 92/2. Oh, okay. So I did 132 stitches in 2025 on that. I need to go through and add up my stitches and see if I need to add those 132 in there. All right, now this is the August Wordy Birds. I believe this was whip go from June as well. And I don't know if you can see that. There we go. I love this. So I'm doing this one on a Pictures Plus 36 count spring Edinburgh linen. I started this June 19th. So this is a new start this month, but look at how fun that is. I need to figure out what I'm going to do for his eye, because there are French knots and back stitching around the eye, and I'm not sure I like it. I may just leave them like this. I don't know. I really don't know. But I have 430 stitches in this, so it's fun. These are so much fun to stitch. Absolutely love them. I got some in my eye. And then I spun the wheel or did my mystery scoop. I don't know. But so I started working on this one. This is Joyful by, I believe it's Victoria House Designs. I'll put a picture in. Cute, really, really adorable pattern. Absolutely love it. Oh yeah, Victoria House Designs. I'm doing this on a Zweigart 46 count Oak Bristol linen. I'm doing this 1/2. I started this in 2025, and I started working on it. But it's so tiny that I couldn't do a ton. So this one's gonna take a while for me to do. 46 count I can do, but and I'm nearsighted, so I can see it. It's just a lot smaller than what I'm used to working with, and so I can't really stitch a lot at a time without straining my eyes, and those trigger migraines. So when I started, I believe all I did was this border here. So I believe I had this done here. So it's pretty, it's dainty, it's gorgeous. I'm super excited. This is 200. This is 252 stitches. Snorri butt. Okay, and then this one, I pulled this one back, I think in June, as an extra project to work on, and I did not work on it, and I worked on it in July, I believe. This is September Wordy Birds by Sweet Wing Studio. I'm really just trying to like power through all these Wordy Birds and Cottage of the Months to get them done. So this one, I believe I had most of the rooster done. When did I start him? Okay, I started him in February, so yeah, I believe I had most of the rooster done. I think I did his feet and his beak, and then I added all this little stuff here. I wanted to finish all the motifs on this side, but I just ran out of time, and so there were some other things I wanted to work on, and so I did not continue with that. This little guy has 416 stitches. I couldn't read my handwriting. So all right, next we have Wordy Birds June. Oh, I didn't tell you what that linen was. That was Weeks Dye Works 32 count Tiger's Eye linen. So sorry. Okay. So this one is Wordy Birds June. This one is the one that I have the most progress on. I'm stitching this on a Pictures Plus 32 count Serene Belfast linen 2/2. And so when I picked this up, oops, notification, there we go. I had all this up to the sandcastle. And so I added in the other, I brought the rest of the sand down, and then I added in the other flamingo. So we're getting there, we're getting close. This is 1,164 stitches. So happy with that one. So then, so when the announcement came out that the Cross Stitch Studio was closing down shop, I had Honeymoon Sunset bookmarked, yeah, for gosh, sorry, for a long time. Lacey the Sleepy Stitcher has been stitching that one, and I just absolutely fell in love with it when I started it. Or when I saw it. Wow, my brain is just not all right. So when I saw it, I was just like, oh my goodness, I have to stitch that. So they were having a sale, and it was like 2 for, I don't know, something. There was a slight discount, a few dollars off if you bought 2. And so I went through their entire catalog, and I was like, okay, I want Honeymoon Sunset. And then I also want God Shed His Grace. You know what? I don't know who does the artwork for this. I've seen this on, I think Artisy has this one, and Cross Stitch Studio, which now all their patterns are, I believe, over on Paine Free Crafts. So this is God Shed His Grace. This was a new start on July 12th. And I'm just working on, I started in the upper left hand corner. I'm using DMC 930, and I don't know if I'm gonna do the whole piece in that. I don't know, I just picked a color and started working. So I started in the upper left hand corner. This is only 292 stitches, but oh my goodness, was it fun. This is the reason why I did not work really on my whip go pieces. So I didn't do a lot of stitches. So I was, well, I'll tell you more about life stuff. I didn't have a ton of stitching time this month, but oh goodness gracious, do I love this. Now, I don't know why I started this one instead of Honeymoon Sunset, but I was just like, you know what, I'm starting that one. I have Honeymoon Sunset kitted, ready to go. And I'll probably start that in August. But yeah, so that is all the stitching that I've done. I do want to show you this fun new thing I've been doing, so give me 1 second. So, have you ever heard of the Conqueror Challenges? It is a virtual race. You can choose from different races, different themes, different locations, and you can you know, do walking, running, biking. Some people even do reading. I'm sure you could do stitching, but basically, so I do walking, and I've been logging my distance. I don't think I've showed you guys these. so I've been logging my distance on the app, and it's so cool. They have this whole map of the race. So like the first one that I started was Fiji. So they mapped the entire island and sorted out by distances. They have there's certain points on the map. So they use Google Maps, so you can look at Street View and kind of see where you are on the map and everything. And then they point out different different sites along your route. Like I believe there was a waterfall there at some point, and you know, different you know, kind of touristy things. So you can sign up for just the race, or you can sign up to get a physical medal in the mail once you're done with it. So Fiji was 160 miles. When you buy the race, you have 2 years to complete it. I said, I want to get it done in under a year, or in a year. It was my first one ever. And so I started it, and I didn't really do a lot. You can have your steps automatically imported. I use Apple Health, yeah, so anyway, so I finished Fiji in, I don't know when it was, might have been May, but yeah, this is the medal for Fiji, and so it's really, they're like heavy, you know, if you, so yeah, this little thing spins. Some of them, they move, and it moves the little, you see the turtle come around. Where's the turtle? There's a turtle. So yeah, so I need to figure out my display for this. So that was 160 miles. While I was doing Fiji, they had a special event called the Great Safari. They do this every year, I believe at the beginning of May. And basically it's like something that you do with your dog. So I decided to join with Lady. And so I picked, because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, I picked the 13 mile. You had 10 days to finish the race. So I picked the 13 mile. I was like, I can do, you know, a mile, 1.3 miles in 10 days. And we actually finished it in a week. So these cost about, if you want the physical medal, they cost about $35 to $40, depending on the length of the race. If you want just the virtual entry, they are, I think, around $20. There's a whole app, and there's like Facebook communities where people kind of cheer each other on, and you know, it's really fun. And then this one, this was Vietnam, and I think this one was 100 miles. So I joined a group for this one, and I wasn't aware that everybody in the group's progress counted towards the completion of the race. So my group, we decided we were going to try to do this in, I think, 3 months, something like that. And we finished this in like 30 days. Because I thought that I was gonna have to do the entire 100 miles on my own. So got the Vietnam coast. So it's really, yeah, so these are just like, these are so much fun. They get you out, they get you moving. It's been so hot. Right now I'm working on the Mother's Day one because it's a stitching themed one. And they get you out and they get you moving, and they're just fun to do. So there's a real sense of accomplishment when you see the 100% completion and you get your medal and stuff. So if you're looking for something fun to do, I recommend those. All right, so that is it. If you're not interested in life updates, thank you so much for stopping by, and yeah, and chatting cross stitch with me. Love you. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Leave me a comment. And yeah, now, so I'm not really going to share too much about life updates, except the reason why I didn't get a lot of stitching done is because we moved my parents out to Omaha, from Denver to Omaha. And so, my brother and sister flew in, and 1 week we just packed my parents up and packed up. We got a pod, we packed up the pod, and it was picked up, taken to Omaha. And yeah, my parents have been in this house for 30 years, so we've been working on getting this house packed up and cleared out. My mom's always been a neat freak, so it hasn't been like a huge excuse me, hasn't been a huge deal, but you know, it's just a lot. And they're moving from a house to an apartment. It's, oh my goodness, I think they're gonna love living in this place. It's a 55 plus community. They have all sorts of activities. We went and toured the place. So I went out to, oh, I'll tell you about that in a second. We went and toured the place, and they just, like, they have a like kind of sitting room with a library. They have a game room with a bar, like a bar. I don't think they keep alcohol there, but like it's available. And they have a game room that you can have like events in it. We were there and they were playing, what was it called? I don't remember what it was called, but it was bingo with playing cards. And so there was a lady with a deck, and she was the caller, and she shuffled the deck, and she'd, you know, flip over cards. She'd be like 6 of hearts, 4 of clubs, you know, and then they mark it on their bingo sheets. And they were having a wreath decorating contest, so people were hanging wreaths outside their doors, which my mom, if you've been around, you know that my mom has dementia. And this is the reason why they're moving out to Omaha, is so that my dad can have more help. My sister's around there. She has 5 kids. And so it's just going to be a better place for them. I'm an hour away from where they were in Parker. So I don't really get up there a lot. My brother's in Albuquerque. We don't really have any family left around here anymore. So, so they decided to move to Omaha. And so, yeah, so anyway, so they were having this wreath decorating contest, and my mom, like, she's very much, diminished capacity, but she's not forgetful. She doesn't forget things. She doesn't have Alzheimer's. She has some other dementia that I don't remember the name of. We've gotten several diagnoses, and it's just, yeah, but she can't communicate very well. And so, but she was loving these wreaths. We were walking towards the model unit that we were going to go see because their unit wasn't available yet. And like, oh, she'd just stop and she'd be like so excited, and she'd point out things on them that she loved. And I was walking behind with her, and yeah, she was just enjoying them. So we went and saw the unit, and then we walked out, and the house across, or the unit across the hall, had this like purple and blue floral wreath. And my mom went over to it, and she was just so excited about it. She was like, I like the blue, which was amazing because she rarely uses full sentences now. And so it was really good to see that. So anyway, been dealing with that, been dealing with some other things. Lady with her seizures. She's we had some more hospitalization. She is now on more medications, which really like have an impact on how she's able to move, because it's a neurological thing. So the medications are suppressing the neurological activity. So she has a hard time walking. So poor thing. She's just so sweet. She does not deserve this, but she's a trooper, and you know, it doesn't really seem to bother her that much. She's just loving life, loving being a lady. So anyway, oh yeah, so I had gone out, I had driven their car, my parents' car, out to Omaha, which was fun. We won't say that I got a speeding ticket. Nope, we won't say that. So anyway, I think that's it for now. I'm already at a half hour. I didn't think this was going to be that long. So thank you for sticking around with me if you did. Oh, I wanted to talk books. I totally forgot about that. I read the weirdest book. It's called Baby X. It's by Kira somebody or other. And it's weird. So it's like, it's supposed to take place like 30 years from now, something like that. And humanity has advanced to a place where nobody has a baby through intercourse anymore. We'll put it that way. All babies are now petri dish babies. They have figured out how to take any part of your DNA and turn it into an egg and sperm. Sorry, there's an airplane that just flew over. And so you can, you know, you can get these embryos made, and you can see what the child is, you know, what their traits are going to be, if they're going to have any health issues. So it talks about like, oh, okay, this baby is going to be good at math. They're going to be extroverted, and, you know, but they're going to, you know, have a tendency towards depression, you know. So anyway, so it follows these 3 stories, which was a lot to keep track of. And they all like do eventually kind of mesh together. But it was kind of predictable. So one is about this pop star who's like freaked out about his DNA getting stolen, because there's this organization called the Vault, and they steal celebrity DNA and sell it to the highest bidder. So he hires this gal who knows how to like completely, like when he gives a show, she knows how to like completely get rid of any DNA that he may have left behind. She like wipes down the microphone. She gets rid of, you know, tissues and water bottles, and wipes the floor, you know, where like drops of sweat may have fallen or whatever. They get romantically involved because she goes on tour with him. And it's like, there's no real exploring that relationship. It's just like, oh, bam, I like you, let's start sleeping together. And then the other is about this surrogate who meets this guy and agrees to have his baby with his ex-husband. It's a weird story. It's just a weird story. And then the other is about this girl who's trying to figure out why her mom was in jail, and she was considered unforeseen, like birthed naturally. Gosh, I just can't even tell you. This book was so overly complicated, so long, and just so weird. So I don't recommend it. I mean, maybe it'd be interesting if you like that kind of stuff. I listened to it on Audible. All right, so that one's done. I'm currently reading. My husband picked this out for me a couple of years ago. Gave them to me as, wrapped them up, labeled these books, numbers 1 through 25, or sorry, 1 through 12, and I was supposed to read 1 a month. Well, I'm like 2 years behind now. This was, no, sorry, it was for 2025, I think. So I'm only a year behind. But yeah, right now I'm reading Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, which I think this is my favorite book in the trilogy. I don't know why, like the story just doesn't, like, hasn't really gripped me, but this is the second time I've read this one. The first time was back, you know, like 20 years ago when the movies came out. But like, I just like devour this one, Two Towers. it took a lot for me to get through Fellowship in the Rain, but this one I'm loving. So I don't know. But anyway, if you stuck around for all that, thank you. I hope you guys are all enjoying your summer and getting some good stitchy progress in. I am going to take a break, and then I'm going to film my whip parade, and I will see you all then. Bye. Mwah.